Hey, what's going on, guys? Banana156 here. Welcome to another video. Remember to like, dislike, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. I do read all comments, so make sure to leave one. So yeah, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about PragerU, and specifically PragerU videos being shown in schools, because earlier this year, a PragerU video was shown in my school, and so I looked into it and I saw that they were being shown in schools in red states, and it's becoming kind of a thing now. And like, what you should do if a PragerU video is shown in your school, and I know it's summer now, so like none of you, school is not in session right now, so but just remember this for next year when you go to school if one of your teachers shows a PragerU video. Now, first of all, I'm sure you can guess why PragerU is problematic, because they are wrong on almost everything. They are propagandistic, and they just spout nonsense. And if you go to their videos, like you go to their website and look at their sources are just, they're terrible. They're like, half the time their sources are just other PragerU videos. It's just crazy. That's just what they do. They are propaganda. They're a propaganda company funded by big oil and other Republican donators, and they're there to spout conservative propaganda. And of course, in red states, they are starting to show them in schools because it is called Prager University, so you can get away with it. And the person who's doing it normally sounds decently smart, unless they're like really stupid. But like, you know, the person who's doing the video normally sounds smart, and they normally get someone with some kind of credentials, even if he's like Ben Shapiro, like he graduated Harvard Law, he has some kind of credentials. But yeah, so that's how schools get away with it. It's called Prager University, and most of the videos are done by people who have some form of qualification. But yeah, their videos are really terrible, and they're most of the time wrong. Like I remember I saw a video of theirs talking about the Enlightenment, and they said that the most important thinkers of the Enlightenment were the conservative ones, when no, they weren't. They were the liberal ones, like John Locke and shit. Not conservative thinkers of the Enlightenment. No, they weren't important, and most of the time they weren't considered. No, they weren't important, or they were important, but they weren't like the acclaimed ones, like the ones that are hailed as the foundation of modern day liberal democracies and stuff like that. But yeah, so what should you do if a PragerU video is shown in your school? So first of all, you should now be respectful with all this. I don't want anyone going up to the teacher and being like, you know, start screaming at them for showing you conservative propaganda, because that won't work. So you gotta like politely raise your hand or ask, or just say, why are we watching a PragerU video in class today? And for whatever reason they give, you can respond with, well, they aren't a very reliable source, and they aren't a very reliable source, and I don't think it's a good thing that it's good for our education to show them. Say something like that, and then if they argue with you on that, just say, well, can we look at the sources for the video? So then go to their website, find the video, find the sources, and then you can scroll through the sources, and like most videos have a source of other PragerU videos, so be like, wait, this is a source referencing themselves, their previous work. If the teacher says that's fine, say on your next paper, can I reference, or can I use my paper that I did last week as a source? If this is a university and they hold themselves to this standard, I as a high school or middle school student, or even college student, should be held to the same I should be held to the same standards, if not lower, right? So, and then if they don't have a video as a source, look at the sources, and most sources are very inaccurate, and they're from places like the Heritage Foundation or other right-wing think tanks like that. So then find the sources, find where they're from, and then point out the biases within the sources, and also point out point out the invalidity of the sources, therefore pointing out the invalidity of the video, and then they will have to shut up. And if that doesn't work, if they keep showing PragerU videos in your school, go to the principal, tell them about it. If that doesn't work, well, if you go to the principal, make sure you're respectful the same way, and just lay out your points in a very respectful manner, because you're not trying to get kicked out of the school or get in serious trouble. So be respectful about it. Make sure you're doing that. But go to the principal, tell him about it. If that doesn't work, go to like the school district, or if you're in college, I don't know where else you could go. But then after, if the principal or the school board or like the superintendent doesn't work, go to your local newspapers. Yeah, just go to your local newspapers and try and get a story about it. Like, because if you get like the media on your side, and if you get the people of the town on your side, you will win. And after going to like journalists, I really don't know what else to do, because when it was shown in my school, I just talked to the teacher and she was cool with it, and she said, thanks for pointing that out, I won't show any more videos from PragerU in class again. So I just had to talk to the teacher, and I was very respectful about it. I can't stress this enough. Don't be an asshole to the teacher. Just be respectful. I know they're a teacher and they should know better, but they probably don't, and they probably just saw the video and thought, oh, this is a good video, this is educational or whatever, and it's from a place called university, so it must be good. But yeah, so just be respectful to the teacher or the principal or whoever you're talking to about it. And yeah, and make sure to tell your parents too. If you're going to a journalist, and when you go to the principal, make sure you have your parents with you so you have someone to back you up. But yeah, PragerU is just a really terrible YouTube channel and is very propagandistic and is just honestly terrible. And Dennis Prager as a person is just a terrible person. I read a story about him where I saw something by him where he was in favor of spousal rape or something like that, and that's just unacceptable. Like, and especially to still be where he is and still have as much money as he does, and still, you know, be doing what he does, and you know, it's just we gotta try and make PragerU irrelevant. And if you see this video, go to PragerU's channel and dislike as many videos as you want, because I know not very many people will see this video, but dislike all their videos, because why not, you know? And yeah, so eventually, so if they're shown in the school, make sure you contact someone about it, because you can't have PragerU videos being shown in school. And if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're not worried about yourself being radicalized, but it's about the other kids in the class, because I know other kids aren't as smart as you are, or aren't as politically inclined as you are, so you have to watch out for them and make sure they don't get radicalized, because the battle starts when they're kids. The battle starts when they're kids, and we can't let schools be showing PragerU videos to stupid high school kids who don't know any better, who might become radicalized. So yeah, so I assume that if you're watching this video, it's not because you're not, and you want to know what to do if it's shown in your school. It's not because you're worried about yourself getting radicalized. It's because other kids may get radicalized. And so yeah, you gotta do everything in your power to not radicalize your students you gotta prevent the radicalization of your classmates in every way that you can. And I remember in a history class that I had, the book was incredibly wrong about Karl Marx. Like, it said that he was a dictator and other wrong things when we were doing the lesson on socialism, and it was all wrong. And I already know that's wrong. I already know all the right information. I've already looked into that extensively. It's not for me that I pointed out the wrongness of what he was teaching. It wasn't for me. It was for the other kids in the class who might get the wrong idea about socialism, or communism, or Karl Marx, or Frederick Engels. It wasn't for me. It was to make sure that they know the right stuff, and that they don't start hating socialism and get radicalized at a young age. So it's not for you. You should be looking out for your classmates and make sure they don't get radicalized or get put on the wrong path by schools, because schools, especially in red states, have a tendency to do that, like high schools and middle schools tend to do that sometimes. So make sure to watch out for that, and make sure to tell people. Just telling like the principal or the newspaper and your parents is just the best thing that you can do when they start showing PragerU videos, or another source that is propagandistic like a Ben Shapiro video, or I don't think they chose Steven Crowder, but maybe, or a Michael Knowles video or something like that. Make sure to tell people. But yeah, that's the video. Thank you all for watching. I just wanted to make this video because PragerU videos were shown in my school this year, or one was, and I put a stop to it because you can't be showing propaganda in schools. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys, if this does happen, if PragerU videos are shown in your school, you can use this video to help you get through it. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, dislike, comment. I do read all comments, so make sure to leave one. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all